my cruise, and while I was on my cruise, I filmed a dumbbell only leg workout. I've gotten that request before, and this was the perfect time because the fitness center on the cruise is very limited, so I used dumbbells. This video is also going to include just some random snippets from my cruise. I don't know how much I recorded, so you'll see in a second. I'll see in a second. I haven't even looked at the footage, so yeah. Alright, for this leg workout, all you need is dumbbells and a bench. I started out, I did a warm up. This was a hamstring and glute for dumbbell only leg workout. I started with a Romanian split squat, and I used to do these a lot either with the weight on my back, like with a barbell, or holding 2 dumbbells, but I decided to go for a little bit heavier dumbbell and do the split squat holding it with the opposite hand, and this actually helped me focus more on the contraction and be able to it helped balance me more, so I didn't have to focus as much as teetering back and forth, and helped me get deeper in the stretch and feel it and really work on contracting my hamstring and glutes. Now when you're doing this, play around with your foot placement of the foot that is on the bench and the foot that is in front of you, because some people feel it more if their foot is farther out. Some people need to set their foot up, their foot flat on the bench like this. Some people need to set their, this is not a good example, my hand doesn't bend like a foot. If this is the bottom of your foot, some people, this is the bottom, some people need their foot like this, and some people need their toes up. That again was not a good demonstration, but play around with foot placement for your body. You've heard me talk about anthropometrics before, and that is basically just the different lengths of different bones and how your body is made. So someone with really long femur, the way they feel an exercise may be different from you. So play around with it and see where you feel it and what feels best for you. And make sure when you're pushing up, you're focusing on pushing through the heel and mid-foot and keeping the balance all around the foot and not teetering to the inside or outside of your foot. After that, I moved on to doing a lying hamstring curl with a dumbbell. Now, I will include how this is hard to do alone because it's hard to get the dumbbell in between your feet the way you need to. So I struggled quite a bit. If you have someone with you, have them place the dumbbell there, but if not, just struggle around, I guess. I don't know, I did it. Worked great. When you're doing any kind of lying leg curl, make sure you're focusing on pressing your quads into the mat or into the bench, and also make sure you are flaring your lats. Now this is a leg exercise. Why am I worried about where my back is or what my back's doing? So when you're laying down, it's very easy to use different parts of your body. How you're going to get the most bang for your buck in your hamstring is by flaring your lats, keeping your core tight, and keeping your spine in a more neutral position. And by pressing your quads into the mat or the bench, you are making sure that you can't lift your knees or lift your hips up. You want to keep your hips placed in the same spot, and you want to keep your knees so they're not just coming off the mat. You want to keep the contraction in your hamstrings. And if you're pressing your quads against it, then you're using more of your hamstrings because your quads are taken out of the movement and you're not using your hips and all of that junk. So focus on pushing your quads into the mat and flaring your lats to keep more balance and keep that back so it doesn't get rounded and that you stay secure in that position. After those and the struggle bus of that, I moved into a superset of stiff leg dumbbell deadlifts, and this is all a mouthful, all of these. Stiff leg dumbbell deadlifts and glute bridge / hip thrust with a dumbbell. So when you're doing the stiff leg deadlifts, or they're also called Romanian deadlifts. If I said before they're Bulgarian split squats, I might have said Romanian deadlifts if they're stiff legged. So doing the stiff leg, really focus again on pushing your hips back. you want to hinge at your waist and hinge at your hips. And you want to get that stretch in your hamstrings. You don't want to focus on just getting the weight from point A to point B, which would be the ground. You want to focus on feeling the stretch through your hamstring and keeping your back neutral. And again, with your scapula, you want to detract those. So when you're going down, you aren't just, again, moving the weight to the floor and bending your back over. You're keeping a neutral spine and lowering and keeping the tension in your hamstrings and not making it kind of like an upper body thing. And then when you go on to the hip thrusts, I actually have only been doing hip thrusts with the dumbbell lately because first, I don't like hip thrusts, and doing it with the dumbbell allows me to lower the weight and really focus on that contraction. So when you are doing heavy hip thrusts, which I think are very important in training for glutes, but a lot of people who do them don't get the full range of motion and are not getting the most bang for their buck. And as long as you can get very good at doing something with a lower weight, and then you can move your weight up. But doing lower weights doesn't mean that you're not going to make gains. Like, I feel like I've made significant gains in my posterior chain, and I've been using a little bit lower weight for some of the exercises, like hip thrusts. And so when doing the hip thrust, you'll see this is a weird angle, but like it was very crowded and foggy, so I did what I could. So you'll see me like reset before I lift my hips again, and that is just to get, again, with anthropometrics and just different bodies, you feel it different ways. But I have to reset my hips before I come back up because, again, I'm not just focused on humping the air. I'm trying to get the contraction and feel it in my glutes. And moving something from point A to point B isn't always the best way to do it. To really focus on what the movement is, what you're trying to work, and then go from there. So I did that superset. I will put the full workout in the description box as always. Ended with like sumo squats with a dumbbell, like holding it down like this. I don't think I filmed it, but I did do those. So yeah. Alright, I got my sister an omelet and it has cheese. I got an egg white omelet and it has tomatoes, fajitas, veggies, and mushrooms, no cheese. A piece of toast with sugar-free jelly. I got 3 hard-boiled eggs because if you don't like the omelets or you just want egg whites, these are the easiest way to eat egg whites, and you can just peel the egg whites off. Some roasted potatoes, some yogurt, and of course we got some other stuff over here. Swag. Also, side note that I am wearing no makeup and have a completely bare face, and I feel really good about it. I have not been able to like look in the mirror and with a completely bare face and just think that I look beautiful. And it even feels kind of weird saying like you look beautiful to myself, but I feel that about myself, and I haven't felt that about myself in a very long time slash ever. So it's just very freeing, as I have almost mastered, not mastered, I have accepted my body, and I have over the past year. My face is still something that I've been very self-conscious about, not only it being bare, but even when I do have makeup on, I just like struggle, as a lot of people do. And I was talking to my friend Shelby the other night, and she said that anytime I post a video or a picture, she just like thinks that I am overwhelmingly beautiful, and that just like was very odd for me to hear from someone. And she was like, not only do you have outward beauty, but I think your personality and like the way you have like the way you live your life is very attractive. And she said that attributes to my beauty. So even when I send her Snapchat videos of me in the most unappealing light, she's seen it all. Trust me, you can ask her. She still says that she like sees me as beautiful because of that. And I've just been very like introspective recently, challenging my beliefs, my previous thoughts, trying to be a better person, being a better person, and realizing that I will accomplish the things I want to accomplish. And just being able to hear that from her planted the seed in my head that being like, have you ever heard the saying like happy looks good on you? Like that's basically what it is. Like being comfortable in your own skin, being happy, being able to be a good person, and like having that lust for life and that like attitude about yourself and about life, like it shows. Feeling down about yourself, first remember that you're badass. Remember that you can do hard things, and also remember that like your beauty isn't just like your outward skin. Even though I understand that it's hard to conceptualize that, and I've lived 21 years feeling that that is a hard thing to wrap my mind around, but it's also just like you. Like your personality is beautiful. Like your thoughts are beautiful. Like you are beautiful in the way you present yourself. So take off the makeup for the day and just like decide to be a beautiful person, a beautiful human being from the inside, and I promise you it'll show. And I don't know. I just like feel very blessed to have the people in my life I have in my life right now. So many ideas for videos and like things I want to talk to you guys about. And yeah, I guess that's it. Okay, peace out. Bye.